I had to watch an entire 5-minute video of my wife having sex with another man. I had really hoped that I would find nothing and my life would go back to normal, but that was the best outcome for a fool who wants to be blissfully ignorant, and that's never been me. So, I sent the video over to my phone, removed any evidence that I had touched her phone, and stayed up the rest of the night, coming up with a plan of action. I had the proof I needed, and all that was left was to make perfect use of it. In the morning, my wife went off to work and I said bye to her, acting as normal as I could. As soon as she left, I brought out her suitcases and began packing her things. We've lived together for a very long time, so it was impossible for me to pack every single thing she owns in a relatively short amount of time, but I made sure to get most of her essentials. I aligned the 3 suitcases I had filled neatly by the door to our house. After that, I went to my laptop. I drafted a very long email to the hospital she worked at, citing my concern that employees at their facility were having sexual relations on the property. I talked about a lack of professionalism, ethical considerations, and sanitary concerns, as it looked like they did their business in an unoccupied patient room. I've been running my own businesses for years now, so I knew the right words to use to get the hospital very concerned about what was going on. I was even tempted to send the video to her family members, but I recognized early enough that would have been a step too far. I'd let them know what I found out though, once my soon-to-be ex-wife was made aware herself. It took a lot of waiting, but night finally came and my wife arrived back at home. She walked into the house with a smile on her face, but it instantly dissolved as she saw her suitcases lined up by the door. I don't regret it, and it was an asshole move, but I couldn't help but say, surprise. Looking back, I'm glad that I gave in to that impulse. What's going on? She was in an instant panic and I just looked at her. I asked her what she thought was going on and all she could say was, "What did I do?" "You know what you did. You're going to have to leave, right now. You can come another time to get the rest of your stuff, but not right now." She was dumbfounded, and I could see tears beginning to well up in her eyes. "Save me the waterworks and go. I'm sure you'll have a cozy bed to sleep on back at Devon's place, so go there. Though you might not be used to having sex with him outside of work." At this point, she had started crying and I had not a drop of pity in me. In fact, it was irritating to watch, so I walked towards the doorway where she was, picked up 2 of her suitcases, and took them to her car. I came back, met her standing there, still bawling her eyes out, and took the last one. By the time I came back, she was standing on the outside of the doorway and I unceremoniously closed the door behind her. It took almost 30 minutes, but I finally heard her car start up and drive away. She didn't need to know how I had found out, but she couldn't play dumb when she knew I knew. Not too long after, I got a response from the hospital that the concerned individuals are no longer in our employ, and were terminated based on a breach of medical ethics and professionalism. Both Devon and my soon-to-be ex-wife taken down in one fell swoop? Very satisfying. I've also started working with a really excellent divorce lawyer who told me it was great I saved the evidence I had found, as painful as it might have been to watch. I added all her family members to a group, let them know what I had found out about their sweet high-achieving doctor, and left the group. I'm too busy to deal with all that drama. So, everyone, that's it. She'll be my ex-wife, hopefully very soon, and as much as it hurts to have spent so many years of my life on something that ended up being so flimsy, I'm glad it ended sooner than later. I appreciate you all for supporting me on my initial post and sticking around for this eventual update. Have a nice life, everyone, because I know I'll be doing my damn best to do that.